Alrighty, we are on our way to the camp for another Project Camp video. If you're new here, my name is Eric and I like to show off the build of our off-grid camper setup in hopes that maybe you enjoy coming along or get some ideas, or maybe I can show you how to do something. We're fixing a tractor today, I hope. I just picked up the wheel and tire, new tire installed, and we should be all set. It's a gorgeous day. I've got 2 days basically at camp. We should be good to go. Luckily, this didn't come down and we can get into the camp. But we gotta come back for that. Get that the heck out of here. That is a lot of tree. We made it. The tractor is right where we left it. Camper is right where we left it. Let's get the solar panels turned on and get them charging. I don't fully trust them enough to leave them unattended yet. It's a kilowatt of solar up there. What a beautiful day. Grass really needs mowed. Maybe I can hopefully get to that this weekend. Just beautiful. 27 degrees today. Just wonderful. Perfect weather to be up here. It's usually a little cooler in the bush. Let's get things unpacked. Solar panels are making about 100 watts, even though they're mostly in shade at the back. So 100 watts, we'll take it. The batteries are basically full. They're at about 12.8 volts thereabouts, and they're AGM batteries, so that's pretty much full. So yeah, should be pretty good. That's hot. Wow. It's muggy today. That looks better. That'll do for now. Only a few acres to go. Lovely. Hot water's heating up. Fridge is cooling down. We've got power equipment up here now we didn't have before. This is the Featherlight weed eater I brought up a couple weeks ago, and then I have the bush hog that I got, the 4-cycle brand new. That's working good. We'll maybe get it out and do the walking trail at some point. No bugs, hardly. As soon as I stirred them up, they seem to have boogered off. But that 110 volt bug be gone things work really good too. They seem to keep this little bubble free over by the shed. Yeah, I got chewed alive over there, but looking good. There, that looks better. I stopped at the Kinlow produce market, the Mennonite market, and got some more of these awesome oatmeal raisin cookies. If you're ever going through Kinlow, Ontario, stop at the market and get yourself some produce. I also picked up some more hot peppers, some jalapenos. One of my jalapenos looks like it ended up being like a Scotch bonnet or something. So this'll fill me back up and make it so we can make lots of hot sauce this fall with lots of green tomatoes and stuff. This is my happy place. Instantly feel better about the world the minute I set foot here. Just been that way all my life. Okay, first things first. Last week I had a pretty big oops. This is our refrigerator, and what happened is I accidentally kicked it to auto, which it immediately understood that we have an inverter and saw AC here, the 110 volt, and proceeded to use it, which drew an insane amount from my batteries until they were nearly flat dead. Since we do not run on 110 ever on the fridge, now it's removed and the fridge is lit. I can hear it. You can hear the buzz. All right, that will stop us from ever making that mistake again. 3:30-ish, another cookie. Okay, time to start the tractor, but I wanted to show you something I'm pretty proud of. This roller cart I had at home, and I decided to sacrifice it and bring it up here. I got a little pneumatic set off of Facebook Marketplace, so I didn't have to bring any of my air tools up. But I have this little tiny dinky air compressor, which is no real good for an impact gun other than running the nuts up, which it'll work just fine for that. It's nice to have a blowgun just always where you need it, and this setup will work. And then I have my kind of junk tool set with all the random hand tools and beaten sticks and prying devices, but I've got my gloves, rags, our jack, some lubricant as just a filter for the tractor, and our sockets. And what I'll do is I'll bring the rest of my stuff out of the shed, and this will be my cart for working on the tractor going forward. And then I just wheel it out of the shed and wheel it back in. Because there's nothing that drives me nuts more than having to go to far away to get tools. And I guess one thing does bug me more, and that's when tools don't work. But you see, these are old Mastercrafts, they're ancient. This was one of the first sockets that I ever got when I was a mechanic, when I was an apprentice. Mastercraft Impact, and that sucker is still going. I never did break that one, which is, I guess I usually use 19 mil, which might be, no, 13/16, but yeah, still a good set. That ought to do. This is our tire we got from Lucknow, all set, brand new. Alliance Farm Pro 303. Nice looking tire, matches the far side kinda, and that should get us back in business. It holds air and doesn't have a big hole through the sidewall. And then we can continue with our work on our B414. We'll put it to work first, getting that tree down, which will be its first official job up here, which is pretty cool. Second, we'll use the loader to get all the crap out of the trailer that I brought. I brought a whole pile of chopped up skids, pallets, I guess some people call them. And yeah, we'll use this to offload those, because I got some really cool steel storage bins for 10 bucks a pop. So yeah, let's stick this thing on. I really wish our cart had turf tires on it. It's a little tough on the pit run here, but that's pretty cool already. I like it. I was able to just wheel it over, and I've got my jack and everything, and I only need to make one trip, which just works for me. It won't drive me bananas anyway. We'll see if we can get our jack back in here. Hopefully we won't have any more problems with the jack itself. I don't believe we will. We should be in good shape. Yeah, I also got replacement hardware. It's not the exact right wheel bolts for it, because they're crazy expensive for the larger backers. But I was able to get 7/16 National Fine Grade 8 bolts to replace these. We just have to do the screwdriver trick to hold them in place, and that'll be fine. Nothing wrong with that. What's that at all? Alright, that should be high enough. Should be able to get the wheel on. We'll get that probably grade 5 piece of junk out of there. Can't even tell. It's so ancient. It's likely grade 5. We're probably going to have to wallow these out to get the new bolts in, but should be in good shape. So I got to replace 2 of them, and 1 I should have brought back. So check this out too. I scored this. I was looking for a pry bar set for up here. This was on sale at Canadian Tire for $17.99. It's wrecking bars, so it's not what I wanted. I wanted pry bars, but it'll do. Yeah, good enough for beating up things on the tractor. Generally, in my experience, tractors need a good beating on things from time to time. Got our new bolts. They fit through. Grade 8, National Fine 7/16. Good to go. No problem. And the rust is coming off these ones just fine. And you want to clean up the flange. Ideally, it's a lot easier if you can just take the studs out. Like, these are just bolts. We could take them out, but I'm not going to bother. We're not going high speed, but you want to make sure there isn't some big goober behind it that's going to hold it off. And then when you torque it up, that goober can end up breaking later, and then your wheel becomes loose. So just a little bit of a brushing's fine for a tractor. The bearing feels just fine. There's a tiny bit of lash in that we could take up, but no, I'm not going to bother. We can just pop this and tighten the nut slightly, but I think I'll just leave that until we want to repack the bearings someday. It's fine. Does it have a greaser for the bearings? Nope, just kingpin, so should be okay though. There we go. And I also got new lug nuts. I keep calling these 7/16. They're half. I keep calling them 7/16. This is what happens when you get out of the trade for a long time. You get sloppy. Hopefully, we will be good to go. I'll have to wrestle with the screwdriver and stuff to hold the back of those bolts from spinning, because they're not large enough head to hit the spindle, the back of the spindle. That's okay. We'll do the same trick we did in the last video when we took it off. Hey, can we run one up? Not with that amount of air. She ran up. Gotta fill the compressor. I'll tell you, it feels pretty damn cool to fill that up using solar power. Next week I'll bring extension cords so we can keep that running all the time and we don't have to run back and forth. I have an extension cord in the shed, but it's a great big monster heavy thing and I don't want to lug it out. It's way too heavy. So we'll bring a little lighter duty one for the compressor and we'll add it to the cart. Let's see, if we hold the backside, can we run one up? Sure can. Perfect. That saves a lot of pry bar spinning. Good. This should be the right size, shouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And that's all she wants. So I think rather than keep filling that, I'll just spin these up by hand. Put her down on the ground where she belongs. Tractors don't belong in the air. Perfect. Well, I'm glad we recovered our jack too. That makes me happy that I didn't have to go all the way back to King of Tire for that. That would have been more than a bit annoying. Torque wrench out, 80 foot-pounds. Are we gonna spin on the backside? Of course we are. Well, this one's still wedged. We'll do this one first. 80 foot-pounds. Click. My new pry bars fit perfectly behind those bolts. Much easier than the alternative. This is how you get beamed in the chops. 80 foot-pounds. Click. Actually super happy with how that went. That's good to, it really feels good to be done. And since we haven't run yet, we can have a look at where our oil level is. We're over the max, so that's all right. Very black. Very black, but we're gonna solve that up in a future job on this. Our lift pump I know is leaking. I think we'll just leave that for now. What'll do, don't know whether it's gonna be a happy tractor or a mad tractor or need work, or each time is gonna be a new adventure. So I did get a new starter for it. I'll show you that later. because this thing, somebody has hacked in this external start switch. So what we've got a key switch, and then we should be able to hold our glow plugs. This switch here is our glow plugs, and we should be able to hold those until our indicator feels warm. This is the indicator, and that will tell us, oh geez, that will tell us when our glow plugs are warm. This is just a resistor in series with the actual glow plugs, and it takes a really long time on this old girl. There is a retrofit to change them to a better glow plug. All right, she's hot now. All right, we're good. Clutch out. Hydraulics. Perfect. Happy about that. Let me see if we can move this thing. Pissing out down here too. I guess now I understand why they had this oil pressure gauge pulled out. It's dripping steady from it. So that line is boogered. Looks like 3/16 steel. Yeah, should be able to patch that up. That'll be, it's got lots of oil pressure even with the leak, so that sucks. Steady drip. Well, that's what we got to do, but look at this. Completely flat. How the hell did that happen? I guess I should have looked closer today. Maybe I just missed it. We got a bit of air in that. And that oil gauge is definitely leaking from the line. But I thought, let's install our very first replacement part on our new tractor. A new stop knob. This is new old stock, I guess. Came out of UK. So there we go. Perfect. That pulls our stop on our injector pump, and now people will know how to stop it if they're not me. You can see the O-ring protruding out from this, so I don't hold a lot of hope for it, but we'll try. I need to get another wrench up here. Or a proper set of wrenches would be a good idea too. I saw some wrenches on Marketplace as well that I should have grabbed, but didn't. This one is big enough for this one, and then our little guy is all we've got for the next one. Crescent wrenches, adjustables are quite expensive here in Canuckland. That is very loose. I'm a little worried about that O-ring that's protruding though. Oh, well, the O-ring's not hanging out now. It's nowhere to be seen. What odds do you give us? Should we see what it does? Let's see what it does. I wanted to test and see if we need glow plugs to start this thing anyway. Now that it's got a little bit of warm up under its belt, I'd be curious to know what we got for compression and how well she works. So let's find out. Okay, Bendix all the way in this time. No problem. first and second fixes done. Oh, first, second, and third. Look at that. I am a happy guy. So we just keep working away at it until we have what's, in the end, a good tractor. I think we've got good bones here. I'm quite excited. I don't think our amp gauge or ammeter works, so I've got a little voltmeter to tee in because we got to pull the dash apart anyway to fix this damn oil pressure gauge, and the dash is just sort of... I better find some bolts for that too. This is going to be an ongoing thing, right? Just work away at it. I don't know whether our speedo works. I haven't looked at that yet. I don't know whether our heat gauge for our coolant is working. I haven't even checked the coolant yet. We should do that. And, yeah. I'm excited. This is fun. We're going to have a workhorse when we're done. much you could even see. You were getting jostled around pretty good. We're good. That works awesome. I am super, super happy about that. We have a functional machine. She's leaking here, there, and everywhere. My brakes are still bound together even though I've decoupled them. That's kind of odd. So I'll just throw her in gear. Buckets down, and let's call it at that for today. And then we're going to degrease this thing tomorrow with pressure washer so that we can find our leaks when we have them. It's a real good thing with a machine is to just get all the goobers off of it. And then you can easily tell when you pick up a leak like that hydraulic leak. It's just super easy to spot. So fix your leaks as best you can. If it's like a rear main or something, I'm not going to fix it, but valve cover leaks and stuff, then we can get an idea of how bad they are. And yeah, we should be in good shape. Oh, Saturday morning, and it's dawning to be a beautiful day. We're going to try pressure washing without running water today. This is the micro diaphragm pump, 12-volt pump I got. It's kind of a mini of the SureFlow design, just a standard diaphragm pump by the looks of it. What I did is I went ahead and brought one of my lithium ion packs. This is a 4-cell 1P, 4S 1P, and then I brought one of my old 5 amp hour 3-cell lipos. And what we'll do, I made, not that, somewhere in here, there we go. I made a little pigtail to go to the jack on this thing because it is supposed to be used with a cigarette lighter style. And that plugs right in and we should be all set. Trust me, it plugs in when you got two hands. So we'll set this up. We'll use the Reliance water bottles I brought up, the water jugs. That's 30 liters, I think. That should give us a pretty good run to hopefully degrease our tractor and get us a good idea of where we stand on this so we can work on it throughout the summer season. And I brought my gas pressure washer up that normally would just tee into household water, but we've got no household water up here. We're in the middle of nowhere. So let's give it a go. Okay, clipped together and primed up. This thing is awesome. Check this out. Watch this. That is downright respectable. Like, really? That's more pressure than I have at home. Wow. I haven't adjusted the nozzle or anything. You get tons and tons of really supple, soft hose, and that's a silicone hose it comes with there. Honestly, probably could have done this without the pressure washer. How far up do we go? Okay, that will do. Happy with that. Let's plug it into the pressure washer. Actually, I gotta spray down the degreaser first. Now that I know this is gonna work, now we can put the degreaser on and not worry about not having to get it off. Okay, so what we've got, super clean, biodegradable, Tough Task degreaser. Biodegradable detergents in it, so we're not gonna harm the land here. And the cheapest Walmart sprayer you can get. And with any luck, we should be able to just, oh yeah, that's the ticket. So we can spray this on in a way that kind of maximizes our yield and allows this to soak for a few, I don't know, the sun's not on the tractor yet, so we can let it sit for quite a little while. We don't want it to dry on here, but I think we can do the whole thing all at once and we won't have a problem. That's about it. We just go ahead and hit everything with the degreaser and let it soak and do its magic, and hopefully when we hit it with the pressure washer, we'll be in good shape. Now we'll be able to find any future leaks easy, and it'll just look nicer. It's always nice. Like, to some people this thing looks like hell, it's ancient, but to me, it's my new tractor. And it's nice to have things that you can rely on and feel good about. Cleanliness does make a difference. Okay, that worked really good. The wire I made for the pump did fail. I'm not sure why, but I did learn this pump, although it looks like it shuts off and sounds like it shuts off, this pump just dead ends. This is not a switch, a pressure switch in here. This thing continues to run, and that's what I'm pretty sure just melted my wires. That was the failure point. It stops the pump when it's up to pressure, but it's not stopped current flow, so just be aware. Once I switch back over to the original, because mine was torched and just melted the plug just a tiny bit, I'll replace that jack, no problem. I'll probably go to something a little higher amperage jack. I'll put an XT60 coming out, but it worked perfectly, flawlessly. In fact, it has no problem feeding the pressure washer, full tilt boogie. Look at this. Yeah, proof's in the pudding. I was able to run 10 gallons through and no issues. A lot less grease than there was. It's not perfect because I could spend all day on it at home with a hose, but that's plenty good enough for up here. Now I'll have a pretty good idea where any leaks come from. The valve cover's a lot cleaner than it was. And yeah, we should be good. The only casualty was that the degreaser did take the paint off the B414 logo, which was sprayed on, I think, later. I'm not sure. It could have been OEM, but it's gone now anyway. I know what it is. I don't need a label. So pretty happy about that. No worries. And for those of you wondering if it started after, good old diesel. Didn't even use the glow plugs, and it's been sitting overnight, so I'm pushing the limits on that. It started no problem. It didn't even hesitate. So this machine does not need glow plugs, which means our compression and our injectors are really good. I think my dad said his needs glow plugs all the time, even in summer. No, he said he didn't need them on a hot start, only cold. This was a cold start. Now, mind you, ambient's like 26 degrees, so it's not exactly cold, but she's a strong tractor. I am super happy with that. What a beast. All right, with that job done, I'd say we load up and go get that tree at the gate. I did do some spray paint on a few areas, just I had a can to slow down some of the rust and make things look a little nicer. I'll hit it with some more red later today. I got a whole can of that. And yeah, might as well have her good looking. I gotta fill this tire though. Maybe we should do that first. She's a little slack. Yeah, better do that first. Well, that went poorly. There is the shredder valve. It's completely disintegrated. I guess maybe the calcium got out and chewed it up. It's an interesting color. Yeah, funny corrosion, I'm guessing. She got hosed. Anyway, I'll see if I can get one of those. For now, it's holding. I don't know how. Either that or it's completely flat and it's just sitting on the liquid, which is perfectly possible. Let's move that tree. And yeah, then we'll see about getting one of those. I brought a different saw up this time. Got the steel MS261, just because I haven't used it hardly at all in forever, and I wanted to give it a run. So we'll take it up. Won't take any tools, just the chain, and we need a rope. It's 300 feet, that ought to do. And we'll go up there and see if we can tug that tree down and get it out of here. I think that's a yearling crow that's yapping to its mom all day and half of the night. It is loud. There's one high maintenance bird. Mother ravens must have patience, I guess. More than me. Contact. see if we can do the rest without killing ourselves. Shouldn't be doing this without my chaps and boots. Do as I say and not as I do. I should have brought them up with me. I didn't anticipate sewing it up as usual. I thought, oh, I'll just drop it down, pull it out of the way. That was more work than I thought. But yeah, wear your chaps, wear your boots. Don't be like me. It's too bad that it took that little poplar out. Or that it was that poplar. I thought it was a dead tree when I looked at it last week that fell on top of a live one. It was actually a live one that fell on top of dead ones. And it's kind of a shame, but so be it. It wasn't just, they're too tight in here anyway. Like that little one was just completely shaded. So minor thing, get rid of them. Okie dokie, we gave her the old trim clad treatment. I forgot to turn the camera on, sorry, but this is what it looks like after 2 cans of International Harvester Red and a little bit of white on some of the surfaces I did earlier, but yeah, this will do. Good enough for a bush tractor, I think, and that'll stave off some of the rust. She looks not bad for 1960s, right? So yeah, I'm happy with that. Good old back from the dead. I couldn't be happier. I'm happy that I got to pull down the trees today and did what it needed, but we got a lot of work to do to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a fun little bit of stuff today. What I did learn is that I've forgotten how to manage myself in heat. It's 30 plus today, pretty low humidity at like 55%, but I definitely overdid it and I had to sit down for a good almost an hour. Overheated, started feeling a little bit crappy. Thought I was drinking enough water, but clearly I wasn't. So going around now, gotta catch up and get things done for the end of the day. It's good. So it's just gonna take another walk up the lane here and get the SD card from the game cam. Hopefully get to spend much more time up here this summer. Man, there's a lot of A lot of animals out today. Holy smokes. Birds everywhere. Well, we'll grab the game cam and see what we got. Bugs are still brutal. So maybe this summer I can give you a little bit of history of this place. My grandparents actually bought this long before I was born, and I was my aunt, my uncle, and my father spent a lot of time up here in their youth, and I spent a very large portion of my youth up here. Anytime, pretty much any weekend that we could, we spent up here. I even brought some of my friends up here. My friend Charles, brought him up here. I think I've got some video I'll try and dig up of him. And Matt came over a couple of times, and yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we actually have the farms around the way. I was able to hang out with some of their boys when we were little and did canoe trips up the river, overnighters by ourselves, which was pretty cool. And I went swimming up at the fishing hole I actually showed you last year. So it was pretty cool. It's a great way to spend a young life. It really is, like, good, clean fun. So yeah, learned a lot, and I think it helped me turn into a little bit better person, maybe. I don't know. Well, it's Sunday morning, and I decided to skip breakfast and pack up and get out of here. It looks like it's gonna rain, so I have a trailer load of stuff to take. Hope you enjoyed this trip. It was a lot of fun. Got a lot done, and I'm heading into some vacation days, hopefully, so we can get a lot more done. Join me for some more videos. If you like these, hit a thumbs up. It really, really helps the channel. Cheers, guys.